Hi, I'm Dee from higherlove.net, and today I'm going to talk to you about whether or not you should tell your friends and family about your twin flame journey. So let's say you've met your twin flame and you've experienced the love with them and the triggering with them, and you're still talking maybe, or maybe you've gone separate ways for the time being, but you've experienced that reality of twin flame. That's awakened you to do all kinds of new things, probably, and whole other way of looking at life. Or let's say you stumbled upon twin flame information, and as you're digging up more and more stuff, you're getting more and more excited, and it's just fascinating to you. And maybe you haven't met your twin flame yet, or you don't know who your twin flame is, but you're just really interested in all this stuff, and it's really exciting. What is your first reaction? It's always, you're going to want to share. And that's because humans are social creatures. Community is everything. Even if you're a loner by nature or an introvert, without community you would die. You might think, oh, if I could, I would live in a cabin in the woods and have people airdrop food to my house once a month. Well, how could people do that if there weren't any other people in the world? You're still reliant on a community and the ecosystem at large to produce for you. You can't exist without the help of everything around you. I'm sure you did not put your own plumbing in your house. I'm sure you did not create the college that you went to and staff it with a bunch of professors. I'm sure you did not create yourself. And on and on and on. Just take a look at your reality. How much of that did you create, and how much of it came from something else? We are reliant on other people, and that's not a bad thing. So that natural knee-jerk reaction to like, oh, I've discovered something, I really want to share it. Sometimes you run into trouble when it comes to the twin flame journey. And that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about it, because you might be experiencing the same thing. Maybe you found a friend who is not judgmental and is open to hearing everything you have to say. That's awesome. Or maybe your mom or dad or brother or aunts really, they're interested too. Or maybe your roommates heard you talking about it one day and they're like, what is that? That's great. But ultimately, what this journey is going to present to you is the opportunity to commune more with yourself and with God. And all God is your life. I guess I would invite you to ask yourself why you feel like you want to tell other people about your twin flame journey. Is it coming from a place of needing their approval or needing them to validate what you're experiencing? They can't do that for you. And in fact, if you go to them for validation and tell them everything that's happened, and then you go, that's got to be my twin flame, right? Chances are they're going to go, I don't know. Or maybe even worse, they'll go, I don't think so. That doesn't sound right to me. So if you're going to friends and family for validation, to validate your reality and the things you've experienced, why? Is it not good enough for you to experience it yourself? You didn't hallucinate. You're not crazy. Why don't you trust your own experiences? The next thing I want to address is you can't ever force someone to be interested in something. You might find it to be the coolest thing in the whole world that you and everyone else has a twin flame. I think it's the coolest thing in the whole world too. But not many people that I interact with on a daily basis care. And it wouldn't be right for me to be mad about that or frustrated about that. You may feel a sense of isolation at first because you're going through something very personal and very important. And everyone will go through this in their own way and in their own time. But not everyone wants to talk about it. Not everyone cares to connect over it. And ultimately, when you start talking about the twin flame journey, you're talking about something much bigger than having a romantic partner. You're talking about the ascension of the planet. You're talking about unconditional love. You're talking about, like, the awakening. It's, twin flames is like the tip of a huge iceberg of stuff. And as I said before, this journey really calls for you to start going inward. When you have that impulse to share with God. Share with yourself. Journal. Maybe make a vlog. Come join our community. Jeff and Shaleia's Twin Flame Universe Open Forum. There you will find thousands of people who have experienced the things that you have, are on this path, are interested in talking about it. But don't be sad about feeling distant from people in your life who you used to feel really close to, just because now you have this thing. I did pull some cards to kind of go off of and have talking points. And the first card is family. And what I got as soon as that came out is your real family, your soul family, the kindred spirits that are meant to walk this journey with you, they're going to come. They're going to start turning up. You might meet them anywhere. It could be online. It could be in person. It could be an old friend that you used to know is now suddenly going through the same thing as you are, and you reconnect somehow. But your real family will come closer to you. And when you're calling in your twin flame, you are calling in divine unconditional love into your life. And as it gets closer to you, and as you choose to move closer to it, everything out of alignment with that love is going to fall away. And that may include people who you used to believe shared a relationship based on unconditional love and respect. I want to point out that those relationships were never based on unconditional love and respect if they are falling away now. That's impossible. The relationships built on unconditional love and respect will grow closer as you go on this twin flame journey. And if they were built on nothing, they will fall away. So also, let your past go came up. The veil is being lifted. You may have believed or wanted to believe that a friendship you had was truly, deeply good. And then you start on this journey, on your twin flame journey, which is ultimately your ascension path. And you kind of start to get friction in those old relationships. And maybe you don't even know why. Maybe you're not even saying anything about twin flames at all. You just seem to like always having friction with these people, no matter what you talk about now. It's like you just can't get on the same page anymore. That's because you've flipped the page and they haven't. It is a blessing in disguise, as I said, because nothing falls away that's truly meant for you. That's not possible. You are detoxing yourself of all that doesn't fit in alignment of your highest version. And that doesn't mean these people won't come back into your life later on. They very well may. All relationships are destined to be holy. But also maybe you won't need to actually speak or have any type of closure in order for you both to feel comfortable. I think we get caught up in social conditioning of feeling guilted into stroking each other's egos, and guilted into obligatory hangouts and obligatory politeness. And I think a lot of friendships and relationships in general are built on comfort and codependency. And that's all falling away. It's all falling away. And I'll share an example of a friend that I really loved. And I do say loved in the past tense now. It's still a little bothersome for me to even say that. But we'll call her Janet. I'm not going to openly talk about too much of my life, even though I do plan on exposing a lot of my personal experiences for the sake of sharing and growing. It's not a big deal. But we'll call this person Janet. And Janet has been a friend for a while now. And I met her even before I met my twin flame, or even knew what that was. And, she's always seemed to really be there for me. And hanging out with her, it was always easy to do so. And what I mean by that is we both found time for each other very easily. We both were able to keep the conversation going very easily. And we seem to have a lot of things in common. A lot of interests and hobbies in common. And we did a lot of activities together. But recently, Janet messaged me wanting to spend time with me. And when I received the text message, I felt a little... I felt discomfort in my stomach. And I imagined spending time with this person. And I realized that I didn't want to. And then I felt guilty. My first reaction was guilt. And I thought, why don't I want to spend time with this friend? Why? Oh no, there's something wrong with me. Or oh no, I'm being lazy in friendship. Or oh no, I'm being rude. But ultimately, when I really got down to it, I realized that the friendship just didn't feel like it fit anymore. It felt like I didn't know who this person really was. But I said, you know what? Maybe we can hang out. Maybe we can. And she responded, okay, I'm available this day. And I, just to make chit chat with her, I said something, that I told her something I was planning on doing in the future. And she came back at me with a very critical and judgmental comment. And I'm not going to get into the details of that, just to protect the guilty and the innocent. She came back at me with a very critical comment. And it was basically laying a huge judgment over my entire life. And I looked at it, and I read it, and I thought, you know what? Fuck you. Just fuck you. I didn't say that. I didn't respond at all. But what I felt was, fuck you. This person, and then it's like the clouds went away and the sun pierced through the whole situation. And I started thinking back on every single time I had hung out with this person. And I realized that every time we had ever hung out, I didn't feel good around her. I felt judged. I felt like I couldn't be my true self. I felt like she always thought she was better than me. I also felt used. And I started thinking, oh my gosh, she's only ever called me when she has a problem that she needs to bitch about. And then she doesn't even ask how I'm doing. I'm sorry, I get paid for that. I charge people $30 an hour for that. And I just realized that, oh wow, this is not a friendship. I'm being abused and used here. I'm like a punching bag. And it just, I realized all the things that she had, the way she had judged me by judging something that I am going to do this year. All I did was share something I planned on doing with my life, and she was like, that sounds like a mistake. And I thought, wow, she has no idea that I am running my own spiritual business. She has no idea that I am living my life purpose. She has no idea what I do on a daily basis. She has no idea who I am at the core. And she doesn't desire to. She doesn't ask me anything about myself. She doesn't desire to bond. She just only desired to have somebody around her who made her feel better. And that's called using somebody. And so the whole veil was lifted. And I kind of set my phone down and I really processed it. And I thought, wow, that whole relationship that I held on to and really cherished was actually all a big lie. I was kidding myself. I couldn't see the truth of it. But that's what the Twin Flame journey does. It helps you discern truth from illusion. It helps you see clearly who's actually there for me and who just plays the part. Who actually loves me unconditionally and who just comes around when it benefits them. It is an opportunity to forgive. But then you also let it go. These relationships may very well have benefited you at the time they were created. In fact, I'm sure of it. Because you meet everyone for a reason. But not every relationship is eternal. There's actually only one eternal relationship. And it's with God and your twin flame. I consider that one relationship. All other relationships are in passing. You might have many lifetimes with a person, but you don't have that eternal bond. You can choose to have a lot of lifetimes with them. You can choose to have hundreds. But it's still not a bond that's unbreakable. And so when you choose your ascension path, they didn't all come with you. They're there. And it's not better than or less than. It's not right or wrong. It's one path and another. You cannot pull them over with you, but you can kind of wave and not be controlling about it. Ultimately, all of your relationships will be revealed to you. The relationships with your parents will be seen for what they really are, your siblings, all of your friends, coworkers, family, just everybody. And so, ultimately, what I want to say is, if you really want to tell people about your twin flame journey, ask yourself what you're trying to get when you do that. And if you just genuinely desire to share, that's awesome. But don't be upset if someone doesn't care as much as you do, or if they can't help you validate your reality, because ultimately only you can do that. And you can also do that by talking to God, or journaling, or however you communicate with life itself. another big lesson I'm learning is that it doesn't matter if someone's there for me. Because needing someone to always be there for me is codependent. We really have it wrong. We think that a good friend or good romantic partner, for that matter, is always there for you no matter what. Well, what does that mean? That means they're like an 24/7 on-call therapist. Well, you're not looking for another human. You're looking for a guardian angel. You're looking for God. You can't get a 24/7 on-call therapist, caretaker, in human form. Even your twin flame, who's your ultimate lover, they can't baby you and rock you in their arms and pat you on the back and tell you it's going to be okay every second of every day. That's called codependency. And you don't require it. You think you do. But we're here to release the old paradigm of relating to people. And so let the people fall away, okay? It's not sad. It's not sad. Because you only thought you had a good relationship before. So you were just under a false belief. And when that thing happened with Janet, afterwards I thought, oh my gosh, thank you, God, for finally illuminating the truth of that situation so I can be free of it now. It wasn't ever benefiting me. And ultimately, it didn't benefit them either because it was teaching them that it was okay to be like that. So, I think that's all I have to say about that. Nothing can ever be taken from you. So if you think you're losing friends, and friends are being taken from you, or family members are being taken from you, or relationships are being taken from you, they never were yours. If they can fall away, they never were yours in the first place. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. That's what it says on one of the first pages of A Course in Miracles. And it's true. Nothing real can be threatened. So if a friendship or family relationship is falling away, it never was real to begin with. You're just only now becoming aware of it. And since you've raised your vibration to a higher frequency of awareness, it now must fall away, as must all illusions, as we raise the vibration of the planet higher and higher and higher. Now, what will happen to these people that fall away? They're on their own path. It's not even your job to worry about it. That's another thing, is where control comes in. You're like, oh, but if I don't tell them about twin flames and help them ascend, they're going to be lost souls. No, that's where you got it wrong. They're just as connected to God as you are. And they will call in their own awakening at their own time. And if it involves you helping them, they'll come to you, or you'll be put in a situation where it's just natural to talk about it. There will never be any need for force or control on this journey or any other. So, with that, if you would like a coaching session with me, I can talk about life purpose, abundance, twin flame stuff, all kinds of stuff. I only do 1 hour sessions or 20-minute chats. And I also do a variety of readings on my website. So if you're interested, come visit me. Otherwise, join our community on Facebook. And most of us there have experienced a kind of loss of community in some form or another by stepping foot on this journey. And we've created a new one there. So please join us. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.